The Downfall of the Faithful Sheriff by Royalties Here channel, yes. The cute birdie that it's slowly become a VTuber.
Successful product has a cheap copy. For example, with Snickers, we have Snipers. For Coke, we have Pepsi. That was a joke, by the way, Pepsi lovers. Although you have no taste buds, I assume you at least have enough brain cells to...
In my humble opinion, Pepsi better than Coke. Okay? I'm sorry, but it is what it is to me. Even though, like, I don't drink soda, but I mean, when I'm in a party or something and there is nothing to drink, I may drink like a small cup. But it's not like I never drank it, ever. Like I drank very rarely, and if I got to choose between Coke and Pepsi, I prefer Pepsi. But Pepsi is so fucking hard, comparably speaking, so fucking hard to find out there to buy than Coke. It's so freaking hard. Yeah. Coke is literally everywhere.
To comprehend that it was in fact a joke. Now go drink your product that tastes like warm piss. But Dr. Pepper clears both, by the way. Anyway, continuing where I left off, for Live Leak we have...
No, from what I didn't never drunk Dr. Pepper. Like I said, it doesn't exist in my country, but for what people spoken to me about how it supposedly tastes like, I would probably not enjoy even a single drop of it.
Instagram Reels now. From Moist Critical we have Pyro Live. We even now have a whole lab-verse of people acting like popular YouTubers.
Buskers! Hello once again, audience. When we left off, I was actually in a different world.
But I assume by now you get my point. Where one product has seen success, you will often see cheaper copies that attempt to replicate said product in hopes of seeing a portion of the success the original saw. It's somewhat normal to see nowadays, and the same thing can be seen on the internet, especially with content creators. When one creator sees a large amount of attention, sometimes others will attempt to copy aspects of that creator to reap the same benefits, whether it's doing the same things, creating the same content, or even attempting to copy the personality of the original. However, in this category, unlike the off-brand products versus the name-brand products, it very rarely works out for the person copying the original content creator. Yes, initially you'll probably get a lot of attention if it's abundantly clear you are copying the original, and people are only there to either gawk at the LARP or make fun of you for what you're obviously doing, but long term it often doesn't work out, as people will probably get bored rather fast.
Is slowly become a VTuber and will become a VTuber
slowly
later.
Distance yourself from just being that guy that copied another person. A good example of this is with the 10s clone 11s. Someone that's main selling point was he looked exactly...
That's so retarded and cringe.
...like the esports player 10s, and he got popular mainly on platforms like TikTok.
I don't understand. Oh my god. How these people get popular being retarded? Like, how the fuck?
Around 2023 due to that fact. And he played into it for some time until he branched away to do his own thing and is doing fairly well in that endeavor. But what if every time people got bored of you copying another creator, instead of, like I said, branching away and developing yourself past being just a copy? And what if every time people got bored of you, instead you just continued and moved on to copy another creator? And it works so well, in fact, that you become so well known as a copy, you become synonymous and almost just as popular as one of the very creators you were copying. And in some cases, people actually confuse you with the original, or they don't even know there was an original in the first
This is to show the IQ of people that watch this type of generic content.
place. And it even develops to the point where it becomes some Ouroboros type shit, and groups of other people
and it's fun because a lot of these creators like complain about react content like mine, for example, and from AI music videos, but in fact, how many people that are out there that talks the things that I talk here on react content that we see out there? Like, there are a lot of wokies reacting to content, but I want to see how how many people can come here and say the bullshit that I say, you know?
Begin copying you, with each one differing slightly with their version
Who is a
and most
Filipina?
definitely
Who
their
the fuck?
personality, to say the
Which
least.
Filipina?
But it's now just copies of copies, and it starts to get really ridiculous. On top of the fact, countless other controversies and things from your past begin
damn,
rearing
it's
their head as you
Filipina?
slowly become more and more hated by the wider internet, resulting in people eventually granting you the prestigious title
Mexico?
very few are fortunate enough to be bestowed, which is an internet lolcow. That is more or less the summary of the creator we are going to be speaking about today, with that being the faithful sheriff, formerly known as Dr. Witnesser, or Edward Preach Fishing, or just Joseph Henning. This is someone that I've briefly spoken about before in another video, and someone that within their current lab is a peanut that, if you couldn't tell, is a blatant copy of an already existing streamer that many of you may know as the guy from Fortnite, or alternatively the popular streamer The Burnt Peanut.
Love you, nut. Peanut's middle is the perfect place for my froggy penis. I want to wear them like a condom and feel that sweet, sweet ass pucker.
And as I alluded to earlier on, people are either brain dead, fortunately not that terminally online, or the faithful sheriff has honed his craft so well over the years that it even puts the TF2 spy to shame, because some people...
When I saw, like, remember, guys, when the Peanut, like, won the awards, like, in front of Iron Mouse and stuff like that, and blah blah blah, and everyone was talking about that and blah blah blah. I tried to watch some of his videos to understand why that guy won, and I genuinely don't understand how he fucked won that.
actually confuse him as the original Peanut, and quite
And I still do not understand up to this very day.
recently he's been everywhere, getting a lot of online attention.
Okay, I get it. I'm clearly not the person that laughs with everything, you know, like, I don't like this retarded content. I just don't like. I like some. As you guys see, I showed some retarded stuff too. We react to some retarded stuff already, but the level of the retarded things I watch is pretty much different from the level that these people watch. Clearly, I can tell that apart.
Attention, but obviously not for anything good. Because right now he is basically the internet's fleshlight, primarily because, for one, as we'll find out, it can be said he's a serial copycat. His on-stream behavior alone has caused quite a few problems, and he's found himself in multiple controversies due to recent and past events under his previous personas.
So, back in the day of the 1910 and 1800s,
Incompetent alchemist. I have no proof and no desire to look into him, but I say he is an industry plant. I don't doubt that. In my opinion, nowadays, everyone that grows so fast and that becomes so big so fast, it's like clearly mainstream. It's clearly like he was clearly embraced by all this devil system that we have in modern society nowadays.
people would refer to black individuals as
And a lot of people nowadays
You can put 18 foil on my head and say that I'm crazy, but no, I'm not.
only really tune into his streams and content to basically clown on him and make his life a living hell.
Like, how do you make your income?
do that.
Yeah, Fortnite pay you?
No, my stream, my views, my TikTok, my videos pay me.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're not a 300-pound chud loser who asked to have a micro penis on their peanut VTuber on fucking Twitter?
But we'll be looking into the faithful sheriff and his past today in
Cringe.
order to answer the question if he
Cringe.
deserves said
Cringe.
notoriety and hate, or is it all just simply overblown?
Okay, he doesn't. Let's go to the next video.
But first, where did the faithful sheriff come from?
No. Oh, are you black?
Yeah.
Oh, good. If I'm a white dude, but I say the N-word like this, I'll give you an example. A guy calls me the N-word, and I say, bro, I'm not a
So before becoming the faithful sheriff, Joseph was known under another name or persona, if you will. A far more infamous and hated name that still rightfully follows him around to this day It's kind of like his dark backstory, maybe his Green Goblin era one could say, before he later became the Peanut we all know and love, where he does almost the exact same style of content he was previously so infamously known for. But he started making content mainly streaming on Twitch all the way back in 2020. Now if you remember anything about 2020, not only was it one of the good years, but two major things were happening. One was the rise of COVID leading to lockdowns, and the other, probably because of COVID, was the huge jump in popularity surrounding live streaming, which both led to a dramatic increase in people starting to stream themselves and the amount of people tuning into certain streamers like Ninja, Jinxie, XQC, and more relevant to this story,
What the fuck is this? Oh my god.
Dr. Disrespect. Now, Dr. Disrespect was quite popular prior to 2020 and before his latest accusations, and no, I'm not talking about the
Yeah, try to be Dr. Disrespect nowadays in a era where you are not free even to disrespect people with mean words.
cheating situation.
From the sky, it's a bird. It's a plane.
Stupid fucking mistakes, man.
But before his latest controversy, Dr. Disrespect was one of the top streamers. He had an enjoyable on-stream persona, he had cool transitions, his production quality was genuinely impressive, and he even
Oh, I need cool transitions.
briefly dabbled in music production. Thousands poured into the so-called Champions Club every day and enjoyed watching his streams, with one of said viewers being Joseph. In fact, he liked Dr. Disrespect and idolized him so much he was inspired to start streaming himself. But instead of starting his streaming career as himself and slowly discovering what type of streamer he wanted to be and evolving his content over time, but in his case he basically decided to say fuck that and became a Dr. Disrespect clone, even naming himself after him with the username Dr. Witnesser. And when he did eventually
Oh my god. Oh. I don't. Man. I don't even know what to say. Like, you need to have some guts to do that, you know? It's not. It might not be easy you to come online, show your face, and commit such a vile crime of copying another content creator so blatantly like that. I mean, what the fuck? I got like the guy have some balls, yeah.
start streaming, he attempted to replicate both
It's just you cringe faking gay
the
though.
look and aesthetic of the Dr. Disrespect streams. Now look, I get being inspired by other creators, but there's being inspired where you maybe take one or two things and do it in your own style, but then there's attempting to be a one-to-one copy with both the look and name. And at that point you aren't simply taking inspiration, you're attempting to blatantly copy that person. But to be fair to Mr. Witnesser, his on-stream antics were vastly different to that of Dr. Disrespect's, and it wasn't just out of nowhere he decided to become a copy of Dr. Disrespect. There is a tiny bit of lore to the LARP, which heavily relates to what he does on stream and the infamous acts he's known for within the space. So from what he has publicly divulged, the story basically goes pre-COVID he was heavily religious and he was a part of a local church. And at said church he asked if anybody wanted to go door to door with him to try and spread the word of their religion to people in their local area. But unfortunately, nobody wanted to do this with him. So he just decided to do it himself. But then COVID hit, so he now couldn't attend church or go door to door to speak about his religion. So taking inspiration from his now
Yeah, another quote-unquote Christian.
favorite streamer, he had
Oh, Mizuki, how are you to judge Christians like so-called Christians when you're not a good Christian yourself? Oh, fuck it. I will do it anyway. Tell me I can't. No matter, I don't give a shit.
an idea. And with said idea, along with basically copying Dr. Disrespect's name and appearance, he would market himself and his streams in an area not many were doing at the time. He got into the meta early, if you will. And this was, as he titled it, bringing the gospel to gamers.
I go into games and tell people about Jesus.
You go into games like Fortnite games and tell people about Jesus.
I tell them the gospel message, man. The gospel message of the good Lord. When I went to church, I asked people, did they want to go knocking on doors and telling people the good message, you know, like, because I was excited to do something for the Lord and share it through my neighborhood and stuff. And nobody volunteered to help me. Like, nobody. I said, okay, well, screw that. I'll do it myself. And then COVID happened, and then everybody stayed indoors, so I decided to do it online in the games.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I went viral for doing that.
Yes, he would preach his beliefs in Fortnite games. And look, I'm not the best when it comes to religion. I do have my own beliefs, but I think one of the worst places to preach one's religion is on a game, let alone a game like Fortnite.
Oh. Actually, my first thought was saying that he's correctly. But in fact, like, if you stop to think about, like, come on, no. Let's think about the player side. Like, the guys there, they looking into a online game, they just want to have fun, and then suddenly there's someone preaching on the voice chat of the game. And I understand, like, the person may think, let's suppose the person has the best intention of all, which I doubt that this guy have. I'm sorry, but that's so fucking gay. But let's suppose it's a genuine thing. Like, oh, the person may have thought like, oh, I cannot reach these people. Like, you know, I like games. I'm online all the time, so why not preach to other online gamers like myself, for example. And there's another reason, like, these people barely doesn't live home, so people preaches on the street doesn't have the chance to preach to them. So I'm doing God's work, preach to them inside the game. I'm trying to say the streak of thoughts that these people have to do such a thing, you know? I imagine that they think such a thing when they start preaching inside the online game, you know? I believe that is what's going on in their minds when they do this stuff. And this is thinking like the best of them. Because, of course, on his case, oh, no, I don't believe that, okay? I'm sorry, that sounds so fucking gay, I don't believe that. But I'm supposing these are the ideas on someone's mind when they decide to do that. But come on, those people are ready to begin with playing those games to escape fucking reality. And they want to have some fun, and you're gonna chase them inside the game to preach to them? What the fuck? And they also can just block you, so that's so meaningless. Like, they can just mute you or whatever. Like, oh god, that's so inefficient and dumb and performative, and I don't know why. I don't know.
Where the average player is either an infant or just mentally checked out, because that's the only way you can play that game. And that's not mentioning the fact that most people would rather just play a game than have a conversation about religion. On top of the fact, knowing the average gamer, some slurs are going to be involved, let's be honest.
Oh, what, you're live on Twitch?
It's just not the best
What the fuck was that?
place for you to attempt to educate people on your beliefs, in my opinion. But the act of simply preaching about one's religious belief on a game is not why Dr. Witnesser is so
Oh, this birdie is on way.
infamously known.
Oh, he drinks Pepsi.
It was more about how he did it. Because when he finally found someone with a functioning mic in his lobby, he would always prioritize trying to educate them on his religion by any means necessary, and he will be very persistent in this endeavor.
Jesus or Satan?
Jesus.
Okay, good choice.
F. Satan.
But don't use F. That's dumb. Little kids shouldn't be swearing, bro. Come on. Jesus wouldn't want you swearing, right? If Jesus was standing in front of you, right, what would you ask him?
I don't know. Can we play the game?
We're playing the game. You can't talk and play the game at the same time, bro?
I can.
Okay.
I just want focus.
Focus on Jesus.
And the kid is actually being very educated with him up until now, at least. From From everything we saw so far of the conversation, like the kid is being very patient with him.
Obviously, he's coming on a bit strong there. They clearly indicate they don't want to talk about this, but he still persists. And even more concerning, that is a literal child he's trying to educate on his religion. And that's what he's most known for, basically ramming his religion down people's throats, even when they refuse.
Not here to listen
Oh man, poor kid.
to your Bible study.
Hey, dude. It's the most important thing you're ever going to listen to in your whole entire life because it's going to save your life.
You are not going to do anything
What?
that's going to affect my life.
Really? So if I tell you if you don't turn from your wicked ways and repent and trust in Jesus, you're going to die and burn to hell and cease to exist and turn to ash, that's not going to affect anything you think about?
I don't care what you...
And you would think that the event I showed you earlier with
No, it never. Oh God, it never works. It's not like that. You gotta be an example. You gotta be as most humanly possible, as much as you can be an example of Jesus. This is what means to be a Christian. Of course, I'm so far from that, but what I'm saying, like, you by doing so, people will observe you. People are always observing you. And if you're being seen positively, people will start to identify more with you and want to know more about themselves. In these moments, then you talk to them. That's the moment you have to talk to them. But it's not like a crazy lunatic. You are speaking in a very normal way, like with your own words and not this mechanical thing, like, oh God, oh. No, yeah.
him talking to a child about religion would be a one-off, because a normal person would either scale down or maybe not engage in such conversations with a child, because, it's a child and it's also not their child, so they very much don't have the right. But if you thought our dear old Dr. Witnesser wouldn't do such a thing again, you would be sorely mistaken, because he's done it multiple times.
Okay, who's Jesus? Tell me.
God's son.
Oh, okay. Nice. What did Jesus do for us?
Died.
On the cross?
Yeah.
For our sins, right?
I don't really know.
Oh,
I
well,
don't go to church.
allow me to educate you if you want. God made Adam and Eve, the first two people. Jesus dying on the cross made it possible for us to be forgiven.
I need a little more metal.
I'm talking about Jesus here, son. Okay, listen.
Okay.
Get the cars.
Let's go.
He's being responsible. Okay, we will never, in fact, know if these people would actually would get to know the Christianity and will get to go to church or not, like me, or if this kid would actually become a Christian. But when they marvel so like this, right, to not see other stuff, there is such a thing, like, if he's kind of condemning, or at least increasing very much the chance of the damnation, the condemnation of the soul, of pushing the soul far away from God. He's not helping. He's like condemning this boy, He's condemning this boy.
I got a legendary sniper.
You fight the good fight?
I need 250 wood. Do you have any wood I could have?
Your lack of paying attention is disturbing me, bro.
And of course, I hope, that's why I say, and I cannot be that good. I hope he pays for that, what he's doing. Because it's first of all, it's not even genuine. He's doing that for pure performance, like pure engagement, it's totally performative, unnatural, artificial, mechanical, and he's pushing people far away from God by doing such a thing, like, I hope he pays for it.
Yeah, please.
Oh, Mizuki, but you're so vengeful. Yes, I am. I don't hide that. I will not fake that something that I'm not feeling. I genuinely feel that. I genuinely feel that I crave so much for people that do wrongdoings, that do evil stuff, that they pay for what they do. This is what I want. I crave for it.
You don't want to hear about Jesus?
Well, I kind of don't really care, but I need
What?
You should get a Bible. You could get one for free on your phone. Did you know that?
Cool, I don't really care. I just got really good loot.
Find yourself a youth Bible and read more about God.
But this leads on to one event he's actually most known for, apart from the forcing his religion on people and the times he said things relating to race.
Did you say the N-word? And I'm like, what N-word? You mean...
But he is most infamously known for the time he preached to a child who had a different religion and basically said they are going to hell.
Talking about since you're American and Christian, since the Muslim culture, we don't really talk about that.
Yeah, you don't talk about it because they don't want to believe it. That's why. The Christianity in general. It doesn't matter that I'm in America. Christianity is all over the world. So look, if you were to die in your sins today, you would be sentenced to hell.
This is the thing Dr. Witnesser is most known for. Well, that and the time he told a child Santa isn't real.
People were saying that Santa Claus isn't real, that your parents just bring you the presents.
Yeah, that's actually true, unfortunately. And that's another lie that people do spread. I don't teach my kids about Santa Claus because it's not real, and I don't lie to my kids.
However, after this event, Twitch in 2021, just a year after he started streaming, would decide enough is enough and would outright ban him from the platform indefinitely. And
It depends, okay? We are talking about Twitch. For which reason he was banned permanently? Because we see every single day woman getting almost doing porn on that very same 30 years old gaming platform. We see like every single day that happening there, and they don't get permabans. They don't fucking get permabans. But he talking, even though it's performative and bad and everything, the guy got permabans. So the only thing I can think about is because he's talking about Jesus Christ. Even though it's performative, fake, and gay and everything. But we know very well how Twitch is like, we know very well. So I don't doubt that. But yeah, I still think it's a win, okay? I still think it's a win, but we know Twitch. It's too much double standards every fucking where. So yeah. I wonder why, right? But it's still a huge topic.
Mr. Witnesser would respond saying this ban was down to Twitch obviously hating Christianity because it goes against their agenda and the LGBTQ.
My name's Dr. Witnesser. Twitch permanently banned me off their platform. The gospel of salvation is a message of love, and there's absolutely no hatred involved in a message like that. Twitch shows their intolerance to Christianity, and it's no surprise because they're run.
At least with hangouts, it will make like less people. Like he will not make people disbelieve on God anymore by being such an asshole online.
By the LGBT community. If you go onto his Twitch and tell them about homosexuality is a sin, that goes against their agenda.
He also claimed he would be pursuing legal action against Twitch for the ban, which is kind of ironic since the person he's copying, Dr. Disrespect, did the same thing when he was banned, but he won or settled his case with Twitch, and Mr. Witnesser, I don't think ever started his case with Twitch, despite saying he was suing them. But anyway, Mr. Witnesser would be banned for the next 2 years on the Twitch platform, and within those 2 years he would continue his preaching and usual antics on other platforms like DLive, which I've never heard
of such a thing before. What the fuck is this platform?
Before, but he would then move from that platform to his new home, streaming on places like YouTube and Rumble. Also around this time, he did briefly start another channel on YouTube called Edward Preach Fishing, but that went nowhere and he stopped uploading after only 6 videos. As the years went on, Dr. Witnesser never really changed his on-stream behaviour, which just led to his reputation getting worse. And at the same time, clips of him either forcing his religion on others or getting trolled went viral.
I don't know, you might need... I don't know if we can res you. You might want to call God to come resurrect you.
Hey, that's not funny.
It's pretty funny. You're not, you know, you smiled. Don't lie.
I didn't.
God, he's a sin.
Oh my god, man. Cringe.
Hey, Dr. Register.
What
God, he's a
the
sin.
Videos
so
going
cringe.
into his online
Hurts.
activity also went viral, with the most popular being a video by Curtis Connor with almost 10 million views. And in his twilight years as Mr. Witnesser, many would just give him the nickname and regard him as Dr. Chud, and for some reason people would make edits of him where he appears to be releasing gas or alluding to him doing things
Oh,
with
thank you so
children.
much, Eustace. Thank you very much.
That shit.
Welcome back.
I would just like it to be known from
Hello,
what I
Raiders.
found, there hasn't been any serious allegations of him talking explicitly to anyone underage, even though recently in TikTok comments people are circulating a certain Discord announcement
Hello,
which I'm pretty
Nathaniel.
sure is
Hello.
completely fabricated. I think this allegation or misinformation mainly just comes from the thing
Night
with him
Owl.
forcing
Hello,
his
guys.
religion on
Hello.
kids in-game. But with
Sniper
that said, he
King.
seriously was not helping himself when it came to people trying to allege
Kivox.
he does things like this.
Yo, what's up, Doc? Long time fan. Just want to know, when did
The
you know
Cack
you liked
Wars is
kids?
here.
Oh. Wow. Yes, I talk to minors all the time. So what? An 8-year-old? I talk to them all day. Every day. So what?
Okay, he's
But remember, guys, even though like the guy is so unhinged and everything, and it's performative, fake and gay, like remember, guys, if a PDF talk with a child online, it's not a problem. But if you preach, you're gonna face so much unspeakable things happen in your life.
referring to talking to his own children there, his own kids, just for context. But his reputation was at complete rock bottom at this point. No matter what he did, people even knew him as the guy who attempted and failed to force his religion on people, even kids. Or he was known as the person who was a Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, John. Like, I'm not saying like the guy is clearly being stupid online, but I find very amusing. Like, I find very interesting how the guy is so easily punished for every single platform that he is in. And I don't see, like, I see ominous things happening every platform, some more and some less, but we don't see these people getting punished at all. But what's the difference that this guy is getting punished all the time and these people are not? Simple. This guy is this, even though he's being performative, faking gay, weird, cringe, and many other adjectives that I can think about, he's still talking about Christian values, you know, it's talking about God. You know, for me, this is the only difference that I see.
Clone that was being constantly clowned on and trolled. And around this time, it looked like he was going to be forever changed.
Yes, the guy is weird. Yes, the guy is unhinged. Yeah, this is totally performative, faking gay. Yes, the guy is probably pushing people further away from God and actually bringing them. But he's still talking about our Christian God. And for me, in my opinion, this is the main reason of why the guy always keep being banned left and right. Because we see people naked or almost naked on Twitch and nothing happens. A huge freaking nothing burger. They don't get permaban or anything. The guy got permaban for speaking about Jesus to people voice chatting games online. You know, like, that's crazy.
Into this infamous reputation, or at least as long as he existed on the internet. But all of that changed in 2025 with the rise of another streamer. A streamer that goes by many names, from the Peanut to the best VTuber, depending on your definition of a VTuber, or as he's also known as, Israel's greatest
30-day ban for talking about Charlie Kirk. Oh my god, man. You see, guys, that's why people always ask, oh, you don't have a Twitch? No, that's why. That's why I don't have a Twitch. Why? I would be immediately banned. Like, I doubt I would last more than a week.
streamer.
Bro, this is the number one streamer of Israel.
Yeah. Damn is a good example. Like, she get railed on stream. multiple times, and it's there. It's fucking there. It's literally fucking there.
Israel's finest.
You'll never find me, Mr. Coxie. I'm under the CIA witness protection, or the Israeli witness protection or something, or whatever the stupid shit Hassan said this week.
Whatever. This was the Burnt Peanut, a streamer that saw a huge rise in mid to late 2025, with a lot of people finding his content entertaining due to things like his on-stream personality, production quality, and his overall peanut appearance, resulting in him standing out as a streamer. Which, with that said, some of said characteristics sound like what other people would have used to describe another streamer, but with Peanut's rise, a lot of people would take notice, including Dr. Witnesser, and he would once again be inspired, but this time he would shed his mortal skin and ascend to his next evolution. Or his next LARP if you want to be specific.
What does goonin mean? It means playing with your dango till it goops. Wow. That's crazy. That's wild.
So coinciding with the rise of the Burnt Peanut, in early 2026, Dr. Witnesser would once again basically do the same thing
you
he did
can
with
bet
Dr.
on that,
Disrespect, but this time with the Burnt Peanut. And he himself would become a P-tuber or VTuber, taking heavy inspiration from the Burnt Peanut.
Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. It's the Faithful Sheriff, and we're going into Fortnite and telling people about the good Lord.
To be honest, since the Burnt Peanut's rise, this type of thing wasn't uncommon. We saw a lot of the so-called food tubers around this time, where people would put their eyes and mouth on any inanimate object or food item. I'm pretty sure
Was actually Annoying Orange the first? I don't know.
Sure, at one point I even saw a used period pad with a mouth and eyes. But yeah, a lot of people were recreating the Peanut format in their own ways, probably in an attempt to see a portion of the momentum the Burnt Peanut was seeing at the time. And there wasn't really a problem with this. Yes, most were copying the format, but not entirely, because they were doing their own things with it, and nobody except one person was copying him one-to-one, and he himself didn't really see an issue with people doing.
Well, I don't really get it. Like, people copy one person's personality or way of producing content or the avatar or some shit like that, hoping that they will get instant fame or, they will explode. Like, that's really crazy. And after, let's suppose that even if you explode, so what? What you gonna do next, huh? You will stay like that forever? Like, come on, I don't know you guys, but if I got myself like a model, like just to get some kind, let's suppose I know a VTuber X, then that is very famous and huge and big. Let's suppose like Iron Mouse, and I decide to, I will get a very similar VTuber. Like, I would literally more likely clone her VTuber or something and start a channel with something like that and the same overlays and doing the same jokes, and how long, even if that works, because it will not, but let's suppose that even if that works, for how long do you think you can play that, huh? How far do you think you go doing that? You are not even support to look like, you are not even handled to look to that model long enough, because that's not what the model that you wanted to look at, to look like to begin with. You just cloned someone, you just thought about like growing and gaining fame and money or some bullshit like that, And for how long do you think you're gonna be able to copy her until your true personality or true self actually leaks out of this fake ass like thing that you created? It's so, it's not just disgusting, cringe to watch, but such types of behavior. But this is so dumb. This is so fucking dumb. This sustains itself in time. You're just throwing away your time doing this stuff,
Doing this.
You're just throwing away your time.
I don't know. I mean, are they kind of hopping on the floor a little bit? Sure. But you know what I mean? It's like whatever. I mean, I didn't invent the peanut. I didn't, they can do whatever they want. They can, you know what I mean? But follow your dreams, that's what I say. That's what I say.
However, as I said, one person wouldn't simply do what every other copy was doing, and they would choose an avatar very similar to the burnt peanut, which, as I've said, was apparently so close to the original that people often confused them. And that person was the faithful sheriff, aka Dr. Witnesser, who was now a peanut.
I don't know what happened. I fell asleep watching the Bugulator, okay? And I fell asleep. I woke up like this, okay? I'm telling you, I don't know what happened.
But wait a minute, before you condemn him as a copycat and label this as just a blatant copy and paste of the burnt peanut so you can ride on his coattails of success, because to be fair to him, he did add something to this new persona, and that was lore. Now, the canonical lore in the Faithful Sheriff universe is that the only reason he became a peanut was because the burnt peanut cursed him to become one using his peanut magic because the sheriff had made some not so nice remarks towards his friend. And despite the obvious fictional elements
Yeah, holy shit, man. Oh my god.
within this story, this is based off actual events. As when the
That's
sheriff was
so
still the witnesser, he would
freaking
say that the Peanut's
cringe.
friend Gingy was boring, and apparently Gingy would see this, reply to him in some fashion, and supposedly he was very apologetic upon seeing she did actually respond. But for some reason, he would then use this event to transition into the faithful sheriff, implementing the burnt Peanut into his lore as a villain of sorts. Despite Peanut at the time not having anything to do with him or this situation, it was only Gingy.
I think it's the burnt peanut. I think he did this to me. You know what it is? I bet you is I called his friend Gingy boring. It's a curse. I bet you this is what happened. Burnt Peanut cursed me for calling his friend Gingy boring.
You know what you mean?
Yeah, he turned me into a peanut, actually. That's why I'm a peanut. He turned me into one. He's my arch nemesis.
Also, on multiple occasions, the sheriff has tried to reach out to the burnt peanut, only to be ignored.
Here's the deal. If you get the burnt peanut to respond to this video by saying, I released you of your peanut bones, you get your witnesser back.
Spoiler alert, we never got our witnesser back. However, now that he was a peanut and no longer the witnesser, with this evolution...
Oh god, this hurts. This hurts to watch. You guys love to see my demise or something? You guys love me see your oh, she's suffering? What the fuck, man? What the fuck is this video? Oh, Jesus Christ.
You'd expect him to maybe change his content slightly. You wouldn't think he'd just continue what he was doing as the witnesser, but now just as a peanut, right? Well, he wasn't exactly doing the same thing. One key difference was he was now leaning into the whole Dr. Chud gassy thing as the peanut.
One more?
Yeah,
okay.
one more.
Got it. Sniff him out.
Disgusting. Even though it's
Sorry.
a joke.
Sorry, a little bit gassy.
But yes, he was doing the exact same things he was infamously known for as the witnesser.
So, do you believe in Jesus?
Um,
Or did college teach you out of Jesus? 'Cause that's what
Nah.
they do.
But with this change of appearance, it led a lot of people and those educated on his past to take notice of the new peanut in town. And people would almost immediately begin shitting on him all over again.
How's Houston treating you? Fine. What do you do for a living, son? Still in school. Still in school? Alrighty then, young buck. I see. What do you plan on doing when you graduate? What do you want to do when you grow up? I don't know. Alright, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Hopefully you figure it out soon. You gonna go to college or what? I don't know. The one thing I want to be is a
stupid church streamer who posts stuff online without the permission, and my name is Dr. Shud, you fucking loser. Get off of Fortnite.
The faithful sheriff would begin picking up traction to the point where he was more known than his days as the witnesser, and at times just as well known as the burnt peanut himself, because people just loved to point and laugh at him. Clips of him being trolled or just being bad at games would be endlessly circulated on platforms, to the point where it eventually reached outside to people who didn't even know his backstory or who he was, and some would once again mistake him for the peanut that everybody was talking about and was blowing up at the time. But even though from the outside the trolling and everything sounds pretty funny, obviously some trolls would take it too far, where on multiple occasions people have gotten into his Fortnite lobby and read out both his and his wife's social security number and their address where they live with their 2 kids, which is terrible since
Oh my god, this is so fucking evil, man. Oh my
it
god.
potentially puts both him and his family in danger, and it's so bad in fact people just apparently post his home address everywhere.
Like how you lied about being from Texas when you live at...
I don't live there, buddy.
Really? Because your wife does.
On another occasion, the faithful sheriff supposedly received a cease and desist letter from the Bent Peanut whilst live, and it resulted in him immediately ending his livestream as he thought he was about to be sued for using the Peanut's likeness. However, he would later clarify
This isn't cool. Of course, like, the guy sucks, but come on, doxing. Going as far as doxing, like, I don't think the guy did nothing to deserve that up until now. I mean, he's just a stupid person that clones people in order to gain visibility online, trying to, to gain money or stuff like that. But he is not actually like, I mean, like, I don't think it's worth like what they did to him. Like, it's not worth
this was
it.
a fake email and had nothing to do with the real Bent Peanut, and in that post he would
That's
also say
real
that to
bad.
prevent this from happening again, he would remove himself from the Bent Peanut universe and remove the Bent Peanut from his lore, but he will not stop being a peanut. So now the faithful sheriff no longer had an arch enemy, but that hole would quickly be filled by another, which was Super Mega. And for context, around this
There
time,
is
this
more?
account was responsible for the circulation of the Bent Peanut's avatar with his cock out, which is something they would repeat
Oh my god. Oh, damn.
upon hearing about the existence of the faithful sheriff, but they would claim that the faithful sheriff himself asked them to do this so he could be more like the Bent Peanut, which is a claim the sheriff would deny, leading Super Mega to leak supposed DMs, where the sheriff apparently asked for this picture to be made and even provided a picture of his IRL peni for reference. Now for those of you that are mentally deficient.
Oh, guys, I don't know if I don't know if I can handle up to the end of it. I will try my best. I will try my best. I'm cringing so freaking much here. So freaking
This was a
much.
blatant troll, and the faithful sheriff would prove it was a troll with one key piece of evidence.
Never said this. I never even knew that these guys existed prior to yesterday when this post came out. Here's a picture of my real penis that you can use. Obviously, this is not me. Y'all
Oh my god, man.
see me. This person probably weighs about 170. I'm 300 pounds.
I personally don't believe he would take the lap of copying the Bent Peanut that far, and once again, obviously this is a troll, but unfortunately instead of moving on, the faithful sheriff would keep feeding said troll, responding to basically every post about him on that page, and even threatening legal action, which
Of course, because inside of his sick little mind, he thinks that he will explode and gain visibility with that if he engages in this post and blah 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 blah.
I don't think he would pursue, because he's claimed this before and nothing came of it. Plus, it's incredibly expensive, and I don't know about the faithful sheriff's finances. I don't even think he's at a position where streaming is his job, and he hasn't divulged anything about his employment, but either way, I think he probably won't have the resources to pursue a lengthy legal battle. However, even to this day, Super Mega is still trolling him, even saying he got in contact to put a penis on his new avatar, because yes, the faithful sheriff wasn't done just yet. He would keep evolving. So what would he become next? Who would he copy next, I hear you asking? Well, that's the funny thing. Unlike his other iterations, he wouldn't really change. He was still a peanut, just now an anime peanut. Or, dare I say, a VTuber.
I tell you what inspired this. You guys want to hear what inspired this? I was going to collab with a streamer, and this streamer was a Christian streamer.
Now he's a VTuber.
And she was a VTuber. And I was going to collab with her, and I thought, hey, how quickly can I get this model? Like I came up with a concept. I was like, I want this model. How quickly can I get this model so that when we collab, I can be a VTuber too, like an anime version. And she go like, can I get this in a couple days? And she was like, no. Are you kidding me? Like, no. And she told me the whole process and how much and all that. And I was like, wow. So I then got inspired and I was like, I'm going to do this. And yeah. Anyways.
You know, I didn't do that for months. I didn't drop a bomb on Paris.
That's the state of my Instagram Reels feed, by the way. That was immediately...
I don't know. I got a feeling that when he was talking, like that, I got a feeling it was Celestion. Oh, I hope it's not her, but I know Celestion talks with everyone, like, even from the crazy woke people, so I don't doubt that it's her that he's talking about. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I mean, when you talk to me about a Christian VTuber, the first one I think is Celestial always, so and that's why I thought about her, but I have no idea. I have no idea if he is talking about her.
After. But yeah, he was now a VTuber, and in my opinion, I'm pretty sure of the context given, it was completely AI generated, like a lot of the assets on his stream. But around the time he debuted...
Yes, Celestia is a way better Christian than I can easily tell that. So yeah, if you want a good example of Christian, like, it's probably Celestia, not me. Yeah, I'm far from that.
As a VTuber, he also managed to get in a conflict with Jinxie of all people.
He sent us down. Oh my god. How old was the kid? Oh my god. I don't know if there is legitimately a worse thing you could do or say. I don't legitimately think there's a worse thing you could do with your time than play.
Yeah, actually, Celestion, motivated me to try to become better too. Like, of course, like, I was thinking that about myself too, but it's like I told you guys, like, the example is the best thing you can do, and she's a very nice example, you know? I don't know her for much time, but the small time that I know her, I can tell that she's a very nice person, and I mean, she tries, we are all trying our best, but I think she's way ahead of me in the sense of being a good Christian, you know. She's a way better than me, and she motivates me in try to be better, you know, even though I'm not progressing on that, but yeah, she motivated me in that regard.
Play Fortnite with a 7-year-old and tell him he's going to hell. Like, I legitimately, I would put that on the dead last thing to be doing with your time.
Super angry. What really pisses me off about Jinxie and all these other streamers that are talking smack about this is that they don't know what they're talking about. It astounds me how someone could be streaming to 30,000 people and be this popular when they're 100% this stupid.
Now, Jinxie had just discovered who the faithful sheriff was, and he had started to look back at some of his most infamous clips, especially around the time he was Dr. Witnesser. And he had a few takes on his behaviour around this time, much to the dismay of the faithful sheriff, who basically denied any wrongdoing, especially in his most infamous clip clarifying he never told that child they were going to go to hell, only to then somewhat walk back that when reviewing the original clip, and he gives the excuse, I said he was sentenced to hell, not sent to hell.
Like, they listened to this video, and to them, it sounds one way, when in all actuality, it's something completely different. And the only thing I could come up with is that they're literally possessed by demons, or they are willingly, knowingly being this stupid on purpose. Not what I said at all.
In general, it doesn't matter that I'm in America. Christianity is all over the world. So look, if you were to die in your sins today, you would be sentenced to hell.
If you were to die in your sins today, you would be sentenced to hell. Not sent to hell, not that you're going to hell, the sentence would be hell.
Let's be honest, it's not really the faithful sheriff's fault here. He's got a terminal case of internet lolcow, and one of the symptoms is quite
Yeah, the guy's really no call, yeah.
literally for you to claim that everyone else is wrong and you're in the right even if there's piles of evidence proving otherwise. However, going past this, he would finally be recognized by his previous arch enemy and the very person that was responsible for his existence. Yes, the burnt peanut.
I got some interesting news. Did you know the burnt peanut actually responded to me over the weekend? You guys wouldn't know that.
So he goes into the burnt peanut stream whilst he's live and notices his name is blocked, and because his name was blocked from being typed, it obviously meant if he went into his chat with the faithful sheriff as his username, no matter what he said, the messages would not send because of that username. So when he realizes this, he calls the mods goofy and the peanut sees this message.
LOL mods, you're so goofy for blocking me. Goofy mods.
And after being surprised about this, the faithful sheriff apologizes and says, "Oh, I thought my messages were blocked." And the burnt peanut will respond saying, "Yes, your name is blocked in my stream."
No, only I can see what you're saying. You are blocked. That is true. You are blocked, sir. Only I can see what you're saying.
And with this opportunity, he would ask the burnt peanut if he could join the Rust server where him and a lot of other popular streamers were creating content, and in response, the burnt peanut would just ban him directly instead of just his name this time.
I go, so I guess this means I can't join the Rust server. And then shortly, like 10 seconds after I say that, he bans me from the chat.
And just to take this a step further, he would post this clip on
my
Twitter
God.
where Gingy, Peanut's friend, would respond saying Peanut doesn't really care about him and the sheriff is just being very parasocial and he needs help, of which he would respond, "You're still boring." Holy
Oh, low call syndrome.
aura. The conversation continues
I'm
where she
crazy,
says he's just
so
a copy and he
freaking
just
much.
alludes to her being racist or
Unimaginable
something,
levels.
and the conversation ends there. But as that was ending, the faithful sheriff universe was about to see a few more additions, when people decided they would copy the copy
There
by
is
creating
more?
their own version of the faithful sheriff. We had Faithful Emmy, who was apparently in love with the faithful sheriff. We had the faithless sheriff, and even the faithful word I cannot say. There was quite a lot of them. And despite the fact the faithful universe was growing, the faithful sheriff wasn't too happy about this, because he thought this was just people blatantly copying him, which to
Oh no, he didn't pull that out. Oh no. Oh no, please don't. No, don't tell me that. No. No, please, God, no.
say the least, is very, very
No,
ironic.
no,
And
no,
at this point, I
no,
honestly
no,
can't tell
no,
if he's just
no.
going along with this or actually thinks like this, because he's just feeding the trolls constantly. But finally, in this story, the faithful sheriff had one more evolution, because he would turn into a
There
cat.
is more? No. Oh, it's no fucking. No fucking way, man. He became a cat.
Oh, hi. You're probably saying to yourself, I can't believe the faithful sheriff's a cat now. Well, at least nobody can call me a copycat. Get it? Copycat?
Yeah,
Oh, man. Oh. Oh, that's so cringe.
I don't know anymore. He went from a Dr. Disrespect clone, to a Peanut clone, to an anime Peanut, to a fucking cat. What a legacy this guy has. But that's what the faithful sheriff is to this day, and he's
Now he's copy used that.
still basically doing the same content. The only thing that has really changed over the years is the persona, or the LARP he uses.
I'm a chud, I'm a chud, I'm a fat little chud, playing lead all day until the sun comes up.
So in conclusion, that is the faithful sheriff, aka Dr. Witnesser, aka Edward Preacher, and in my opinion, he does deserve the criticism thrown his way. His online history is basically built on copying others.
Well, except for the doxy, yes, he deserves everything. He deserves everything. Every single bit. Oh, this cringed me out of existence. Oh, Jesus Christ, Jesus
and
Christ.
controversies that tie down to his
Ah,
own
my
actions
brain
that in
cells.
lolcow fashion he can admit fault on, and he is either unknowingly or purposely feeding trolls online, which just encourages more trolls and even more hate when he could just mitigate all of this by ignoring it. But at least now he's sort of doing his own thing, and who knows, maybe we'll see the faithful sheriff in the top 10 streamers alongside people like Jinxie and Queso.
Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, I think that's very
I see
unlikely,
that
but
so
anyway,
much.
what are you doing with your life, huh? Not subscribed to the channel probably, no bitches, no kids, definitely no job, which is very much unlike the Chad faithful sheriff who has all of that and a career that was basically built from copying others, which if you look at it on the bright side, if he can get all of this, so can you. But then again, you probably just checked your Discord thinking someone messaged you. Nope, you're still a loser, but yeah, that's all I had to say, and bye-bye.
I'm a loser? Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay, yes. Oh, okay, how I was supposed to say, like, it's the end of my terror. It's the end of my suffering. It's the end of my most cringe experience that I ever had in my life. Finally over. This nightmare of video is finally over. This is... Oh my god. What the fuck was this video? What the hell was this experience? Oh damn. Well guys, I think that's enough for today. I'm streaming for almost 11 hours already. Wow, very good. Very nice and big stream. Oh yes, very good stream. I wanna thank you all of you guys that have been staying here for all this long together with me. For all the marvelous support that I received today. Seriously, like, you guys were amazing today with me. Like, thank you all very much. Like, really, I don't know what to say. I'm getting real tired. It's almost like 1:30 a.m. here. Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, for the incredible support to my work here on YouTube, and especially my 5-tail Fox Tire member, the Holy Ball, and to all of my 3-tail Fox Tire members, Wallany Wolf, Fanny Sylvie, Eat Himself, Chile Not Serious, Eustace the Useful, Zealous Isaiah, Ala Rosas, Max Tenor, Nugutino, Avery, Halcyonic Eder, and TV8. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone that have been supporting me on Ko-Fi, Kick, and to all of my YouTube members. You can support this channel life and growth with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon. Link is in the description below. And that's it for today, my dear Fox Links. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.